Now I've got a reflector, a diffuser on top of the flash. Again, I'm using the DI-700. This is a Rogue flash bender. This is kind of cool. The flash actually shoots right up into it. There's silver on the inside, and it makes the size of the flash much bigger. The problem with basic on-camera flash, if I pull one out here, the head is so tiny, it just creates this little tiny hole of light, which will send out a lot of light, but it creates this little pin dot of light in the eyes, which isn't very attractive. By going with a bigger reflector, you're giving yourself a little more shape. The transition, Kendra, if you'd actually turn your head towards me. So if I'm photographing her from this side, the transition from light to dark will be a little smoother when I have a larger surface. Now again, this is still a relatively small surface compared to where we're headed, but it doesn't do a terrible job. So again, I'm in TTL. I'm one stop turned down on flash exposure compensation because we found that seemed to work. Chin down a bit, right there, nice. Yeah, I want to back up a little bit. Beautiful. Turn away from me and then turn back. There we go. Nice. Yeah. Now drop your front shoulder right there. Beautiful. It's not terrible. Would I do formal portraits with something this small? But if you want something that's going to be much better for an event, you could see someone walk around a wedding like this, or some big party or some corporate event. This is a good solution for walking around getting your shots. Do a couple test shots based on the environment. See if you need to do that flash exposure. If it's a little bright, bring it down a stop or a half and see what happens. If it's a little dark, open it up. 1 or 2 quick tests and you should be dialed in. However, we want to do a real portrait, not just kind of these snapshotty grabby things. So let's actually bring in a big reflector and we're going to shoot off of that. So we're back, and what we did, actually, I'm going to put you to work.
Sure.
We brought in a reflector. So it's silver on one side and white on the other. Usually when I'm dealing with the speed light, I prefer to use silver just because of the flash output that it does. White is a little more subtle. It absorbs a little bit of the light. I prefer white when I'm dealing with studio lights, bigger strobes. But for speed lights, silver just is less taxing. I don't have to have as much power coming out of the speed lights. So what I'm going to do is I want to set this up to bounce into Kendra. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply turn the flash head sideways so that it bounces into this reflector and then to Kendra. Actually, I have to go to slight angle here. There we go. And that actually isn't terrible. It's right there, nice. Beautiful. Now that works, and we have a slight bit, you can see we have a slight bit of fall off on this side versus that side, but it's still a little too even, so I'm going to move the reflector deeper into where Kendra's standing, and we're going to come a little more sideways, and actually come towards me a little, and then half a step backwards. Good, right there. So in this case, I'm going to go, again, I'm almost perfectly 90 degrees off of where she is. By doing this, create a little more shadow. Beautiful. Let's get your hands involved. Oh, lovely. Get coy with me, come on. You can't be serious around me.
No, I can't.
Okay, so actually that works pretty good. I'll show you a couple quick before you lost your mind there. So now we're starting to get a little bit more shadow on the side. It's a solution. You can do it. Again, we're in TTL, and I am at, again, with my flash exposure compensation, we're at -1 because we found with the background, leaving it on normal, it was overexposing. So bringing it down 1 stop made it work. And since we haven't changed our background, that stayed the same the entire shoot. So it actually works okay. It's not terrible. It's an easy way to shoot quick portraits if you need something really quick. Reflector with the flash coming off almost 90 degrees. The deeper you have it in, the more shadow you're going to get on the far side. The further out front it is, the more even the light. Not too bad, huh? No. For on-camera TTL, not terrible. But there's more. You ready to take it to the next step? All right, so I'm going to finish that. That's on-camera flash. Now it's time to start getting the flash off the camera.